one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the Jazzy K Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Happy Monday, everyone. It's President's Day, right? I'm Jazzy K. Ward, your host for Jazzy After Dark Artist Talk. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. Glad you could join me tonight. We're streaming everywhere live tonight, right here on K Ward Radio, Jazzy K Ward. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, all that jazz. So we have a special guest tonight, international recording artist, jazz guitars. He's a producer. Patrick Yandall has that it factor. And we're going to talk to my friend. This is a long overdue conversation. I'm so excited to talk to him. But in the meantime, don't forget to go to K Ward Radio on my YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe. Right over there. Bing. All you have to do is hit the little bell so you can get all of the notifications. Go to kwardradio.com and subscribe also to my website. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's give him a lot of love. Let's welcome him to Artist Talk. My special guest tonight is Patrick Yandall. Let's bring him on in the room.
Hey, Jazzy.
Hey, Patrick, how are you, my friend?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm so good. You know, Patrick, it's like we've been knowing each other for so long.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we've been knowing each other. So you feel like just like a close relative to me. Just like, you've always been so kind, and your music, I just connect so well with your music. And I'm so excited to have this conversation to you for not only your current followers, but also, new people that just said, wow, I really like his sound. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to have a conversation with Patrick. So make sure you come on the show so you can get to know, Patrick a little bit more up close and personal. And I just want to say, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I think we have a question from your brother. Ask Patrick about his coolest brother.
He's laying by the pool in Florida right now. He has no problems right now.
Hey, well, hey, Fred, so glad, Fred, you'll have to come on the show and tell us, you're one of the coolest brothers. We got Rose Lady Edmund. We have my beautiful friend, Whittington Steele. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Please go ahead and share the video and invite some people in and join this conversation. Hey, Randall as well. So Patrick, since last year, I think it was a standstill with so many of all of us. It's been a blessing. It's been a curse. This pandemic impacted all of us. So, how have you been doing along with your family? How have you all been navigating since this?
My wife works in the healthcare system, so it's it's been a rough one for her. She still has to see patients that have the COVID and stuff, but we've gotten through. And for me, it's still been pretty busy with sessions and producing stuff for different music libraries that I work for, and putting together projects like the new one I just put out. So it's my work didn't change that much. My wife's got more dangerous.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, we're definitely going to keep your wife in our prayers too.
Yeah, thank you.
During this time.
Yeah.
Patrick, I read something about you. I know you've been in this business a long time. Well, first I'm going to ask you, for all of those that are new to you, can you just tell us just a little bit about yourself?
My hair used to be black when I started in this business. And, yeah, I've grew up in basically started in clubs at an early age. When I was in high school, I played in bars, and the music bug hit me early. My dad was a musician, and once I got into music, I kept going. And I moved from Michigan to San Diego to be closer to LA and get going with the music scene out here in Southern California.
Okay.
And I've been really blessed. It's been a good career move.
Okay, that's right. Patrick, does he need to turn his volume up?
No, second device.
Is your second device, is that on, or is the volume turned down?
The volume way down.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hear another echo from your end. I just wanted to make sure you didn't have another device on.
Yeah, I don't have anything on. I'm surprised.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Larry. Hey, Tootie. Welcome to the show. So Patrick, I hear you've been studying music, since you were 8 years old,
Yeah.
and at the age of 13, you were playing in nightclubs in Michigan.
Yeah. I got asked to play in some band at an early age. That these older kids, in fact, some of them were friends of my older brothers, and they were already playing in clubs and bars around Michigan. And they asked me to come, and my parents, for some reason, said, "Go ahead and do it."
Right. So Patrick, with your family, did you come from like a musical family, a background?
My dad was a musician in the Army, so
Okay.
his most instruments laying around. I started with trumpet in about fourth grade, but I gravitated towards the guitar same year, and guitar just stuck with me.
Oh, wow. So as the guitar was that your first love instrument? Because you hear some people say, "Oh, I started off with the drums, but somehow I ended up on the guitar."
Yeah. Trumpet was fun for a little bit, but once I started playing guitar, that was it.
Yeah. So what first got you into music? Was it from your family background, or you just always wanted to be a musician?
All my brothers loved music. I should say loved music. It was a constant in our household. My older brothers, one liked funk, one liked jazz. My dad liked jazz. One liked rock. So I've got all those influences in my music because that's what I heard growing up.
That's what you heard growing up.
Yeah.
So just switching gears a little bit. Do you remember your, and I'm not trying to get you to tell your age or anything here, Patrick, now, when I ask this question. Do you remember your first concert that you attended?
That I attended? Oh, well, the one that kind of changed my life, my older brother took me to a Jeff Lorber concert.
Oh.
And Kenny G was actually Kenny Gorlick then. He was on sax, had long hair, torn up jeans, and a T-shirt on. And boy, but the music, it just did something to me. And also, I had just seen Roy Ayers too. So between those two, I looked at it and something hit inside me, that, hey, maybe I could make a living doing this, make this a career goal. And it really became a career goal. I started studying. I was sent out to a couple music seminars in Boston and New York, and during the summers when I was in high school. And that really I met a lot of guys that, were doing it for a living. Even got to meet the great Joe Pass, and got to talk to Mike Stern when I was very young. And they just kind of guided me and, let me know that if it's your passion, you got to follow it.
You have to follow it. Yeah, that's a good. Jeff Lover is such a nice guy. I met him many years ago. Such an extraordinary, gifted artist.
Extraordinary, and really, the music that we all love, this contemporary / smooth jazz. He's one of the forefathers of it, and I met him over the years a few times. And one time I was playing at a place called Humphreys in San Diego, and he came in, and he actually got on stage. So I thought, hey, Jeff's gonna wail away on some keyboards. And he looked at me and said, hey, can I play your guitar? So I took off my guitar and gave it to him, and he played some funk guitar that was just beautiful. It's the guy's all around musician.
He's an all around musician, just like yourself, Patrick.
Trying to be. I've seen how much music Jeff has put out over the years, and I always thought, well, I'm going to keep trying and keep composing and producing and working on my craft. And here I am.
Yeah. Hey, we have Mr. Freddie Fox.
Great guitar player.
Yeah, guitar player.
Hey. I know he was coming in. Hey, Freddie.
Yeah, we had
hello, Vertice.
Hey, Vertice, my beautiful friend Vertice. So I ask a lot of my guests too. And I'm sure you listen to a lot of music, Patrick. But like, who are you currently listening to now?
It's funny. The music, the most recent project I have to explain that it's a vocal smooth. My son, he listens to a lot of hip hop and R&B, the new stuff, and I really like a lot of it, and it kind of got in me. And then I was requested by a music library to put together a vocal project, so that explains the new one. It's really a lot of vocals in there, and most of the time my releases are all instrumental. So this new one, that's why I'm explaining it. But as far as music I listen to and that I work out to every day when I'm not in the studio, I really listen to a lot of the older contemporary jazz and older jazz, everything from Grover, Mike Stern, Chick Corea. That's the kind of stuff as a musician I listen to and try to get, some inspiration from, which I do all the time from those guys.
Yeah. And we want to send our condolences off to Chick Corea, who passed away recently, and to his family, another great musician.
And a great soul. Some of those guys that are that level, and you meet them in person, you're kind of scared, like him, just a great person to talk to. I met him a few times over the years, and just a beautiful cat, beautiful soul.
Yeah, beautiful soul.
Yeah.
That's right. Do you remember when you first heard one of your songs on the radio, and where were you? You remember?
I do. I was signed by a record label, Brainchild Records. I don't know if anybody remembers. There was groups on it. Kilauea was on there. Russ Freeman from the Rippingtons was on there, and Greg Vale. And we were driving back from L.A. after just a couple of business meetings with the label up there, and we were cruising down the freeway in the ocean. We could see the ocean, and it came on KIFM from San Diego. Wow. And that was one of my first, international singles released, and it was One Perfect Moment on, and it was One Perfect Moment. It was that was the title of this track, and it was just, I don't know, it was a good feeling.
I'm sure it was, Patrick. You shared the stage, and you shared the stage, and you worked with some of the greatest, like Randy Brecker, Michael Paulo, Darrell Williams, Kevin Flournoy, Jeff Lober. Is anyone else that you would like to work with, or?
Over the years, I've heard cats that I really loved how they play. Like, I'd love to work with Boney James sometime. I just played on Will Donato's record, and I've always loved his playing. We have shared the stage. Rocco Ventrella, I'm just doing guitar work for him. There's a group called Under the Lake. I did all the guitar work on their last 2 albums, and their new one's coming out next year. And they're a blast to be on stage with. J Tip and Nathan Brown and everybody else. Quentin Gerard's in that group, and they're just a blast to play with. But yeah, Boney James would be great to play with. I'd love to play with, another guitar player. Joel Del Rosario is another guitar player from the Bay Area. He's actually started his own, a section of radio show kind of, and he's going to be coming out, and we're going to try and do some work together. It'd be fun to share the stage with him. And I've been on the same stage, not shared the stage, but with some of my heroes like Larry Carlton and Lee Ritenour. I'd love to share the stage with them someday, but I don't know if that would ever happen.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, Patrick. And you've worked in music, in film, TV, radio. You've had 25 releases since 1994.
Yeah, well, it's been long. Sometimes it's hard to look at that year, but yeah, that was my first album, That Feels Nice, was picked up by a rap label out of the Bay Area, and they promoted it a little bit, and it got play on some of the stations, across the country, but not until that 1997 one, with that one, Perfect Moment on it. That's the one that kind of broke it open for me.
Okay. That's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Jazzie K. Ward. My special guest tonight is international sensation Patrick Yandall. He's a jazz guitarist. He's a producer. And we're going to have a little bit more conversation with Patrick. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to have more right here on Artist Talk.
Hello everyone, my name is Bridget Williams. I'm the owner of Necessities 101. Please follow the links below that will take you to my website and my business pages. I am trying to collaborate with stylists, bloggers, influencers, musicians, and everyone in between. I specialize in statement jewelry, so if you're planning a wedding or a photo shoot, I am your go-to person. Please check my page out. In doing so, you will be supporting a small business, and I would like to thank you in advance for that. Have a great day.
A live one-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors, to motivators, chefs, and even rappers, to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K. Ward coming at ya.
Hey everyone, welcome back to, looks like, am I frozen? Am I good?
I'm not seeing you, guys.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. My special guest here, I'm talking with international recording artist, jazz guitarist, producer, Patrick Yandall is with the studio tonight. Everything is virtual. So he's hanging out with us tonight. And we have a performance coming up for Patrick that we're going to premiere right here on the show. So ladies and gentlemen, Patrick, did you want to say something about this particular track that we're going to play?
It's the title is Peyton's Place. I wrote it for my grandniece. She's just a bundle of energy, and I thought I'd write a tune for her that kind of had a lot of energy in it, and she's back.
I don't hear anything.
So
I can hear him.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can go ahead and we're going to go to the performance now. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Shout out SM. He did it. Yandall. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Last time I tried to get by on my own led to frustration. Jesus said I don't want to live life all alone. I trust your graces. Marathons, Lord, help me pace it. Upgrade me, I don't want basic. Help me to be a better man. I'll take your hand and go to places I've never been. It's heaven sent.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. We are back. We were having some technical difficulties, and I lost my internet connection for some reason. You know, it's been like storming real bad here, so I do apologize about that. You know, so Patrick, I think I lost a little bit of connection. So the performance, where were you performing at there from the last one?
That was the State Theater in Bay City, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So who were some of those talented also musicians with you on the stage?
That was Kevin Flournoy on keys, and he's probably one of my favorite keyboard players in the world. He's an incredible producer, but his keyboard playing has always been just a work of beauty. And Kevin Freeby on bass, he's kind of a young gun here in San Diego, like a little bit combination of Jaco Pastorius and a lot of other bass players. He's just a really good cat. And on drums, he's played with me probably longer than anybody, and his name is Tony Lee, and he also comes from Michigan like I do, and yeah, he's played with a lot of artists himself. Tony Lee on drums.
Oh, wow. Patrick, I know you've won numerous awards, Jazz Artist of the Year of 2019 from LifeWork Entertainment, also from your 10 South Riverside Compact Disc in 2018, and A Journey Home in 2017.
Yeah, you've had a few lucky strikes over the years, but it was nice to be recognized for some of those releases. So again, it keeps me motivated to keep going on and produce more music and work with other artists, and it's a blessing. It's what I love to do. I approach it like a full-time job, and it's what I get up in the morning and do, jump in the studio and start recording and producing and writing the material. And so that's my day.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely just love your music. Also, tell us real quick, if you can tell us about your connection with your PBS special that you did.
Yeah, I've played a lot of different places in Michigan, and I was approached by PBS. They said, "Hey, we'd like to do a special on you," and a couple of good friends, a video producer, Larry Hammond, and Scott Seeberger, that hosts that PBS show in the Midwest. It was, it was just really, it was quite an honor. It was one of those where they would play clips from a concert, or I would play live a little bit, and it was, that was getting money for the music programs in Michigan, and especially in like the Tri-City area, Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland out there. So yeah, it was really a great time, and great to sit in that studio for PBS and have people call in and donate money for the music programs, and it's just good feeling, good feeling all around after that.
Yeah, tell us a little bit. What about your work? You also your film, your music was featured in a film in 2020, Run, and also Fruit Foul Station, the
Yeah, Fruit
soundtrack.
Basket Station. I was really proud of that one. That was where the young African American guy was killed by the cops there right in front of everybody, and the movie really depicted a great, a great series of events that led up to that. And so that, like I said, I do work for music libraries, and they approached me and said, "Hey, we think one of your tunes would be great for a scene in that movie." So that's happened quite a lot over the years. It's a lot of it's gone into TV shows like Young Sheldon, Shameless, Girls, and Young, all these different shows that are on cable and the regular major stations. So, they've just found places for my music, which is it really, as a musician, you just look for anywhere where your music can make, some,
Right.
give you some royalties to keep doing what you're doing, especially with the live stuff gone. It's really helped, having that royalty base, plus keeping doing sessions, and that's how I've gotten through without the live performances.
With the live performances. So,
Yeah.
Patrick, while people are watching, how can we support you and your music, purchasing your music? How can we support you?
It's on Apple Music, iTunes. If you use like Spotify, all my albums are there. You can add it to playlists. I still, as an older guy, I'm still not sure how that works, and I know it's not much, but it is good promo that they, when people put it on their playlists and play it off of those Spotify or Tidal or anything like that. So my music's I know it's all in all those services. But yeah, if you want to buy it direct, you can get it, from Amazon and Apple Music, iTunes, things like that.
That's right. So, everyone watching the show tonight, make sure you go over to you can go to Patrick's his website, which is on
Mm.
reverbnation.com / Patrick Yandall. Anywhere music is sold, all you have to do is Google Patrick Yandall, and trust me, his name will come up somewhere when it's related to music. Also, Patrick, just moving forward, can you share with us, I'm sure being an indie recording artist, being on a label, a lot of people see artists, lights, camera, action,
Yeah.
and they think it's easy. And you hear a lot of artists, a lot of people, a lot of artists say, well, don't come into this business. Can you share any words of wisdom to anyone that wants to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, I was just asked the other day if I, have any advice for young musicians coming up, and a lot of times when I've had younger people come up to me and ask me about that, I always tell them, if you're serious about this business, start writing music. You can. A lot of guys get it so locked into trying to copy somebody else, and there's so many George Bensons out there, guys trying to sound like George Benson over the years, and so many guys trying to sound like Larry Carlton. You just got to find your own path and your own voice, but definitely write your own songs. And that's been my main, thing to tell them. Start writing your own music, and if you really want to make it in this business, that's where you have to start.
That's right. And I also think it's important too, which if you agree with me, Patrick, is learning the business and educating yourself. Because
Yeah.
I see so many artists, and then you see later on, and there's like, well, I thought I owned the rights to this,
Yeah.
and I don't own my own copies. I don't, and I'm sure that's money involved in that, but you also need to learn the business. Would you agree?
Yes. And I'm still learning. You learn new things in this business every month. You're learning something new, and it's tough, and to keep up on everything. But definitely owning your own music. And everybody thinks they want to be on a label, but sometimes the label does think, the contracts, it might be taking half of your publishing or half depend, they might cut into a lot more than you think. And sometimes that's a good thing because they can help you, but a lot of times, you're giving up a lot of money that could have been yours. And nowadays it's tough to say whether you need to be on a label or not. It's what are you looking for? And I'm not sure. I don't have a definite answer either way for that. Some labels are going to do a lot for you, and some labels are going to do things you could have done for yourself. So
Right.
it's
So,
it's
it's good to
do your
research and learn.
Yep.
Do
Yeah.
your research. And Patrick, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for having this conversation with me tonight. And I want you to come back on the show anytime and talk with us. But I do want to ask you one more question.
Sure.
What is it that you want people to take away from Patrick Yandall when they listen to your music?
Just I'm being honest. That's I want people to listen and think. I wasn't trying to copy somebody. I wasn't. Everybody has their influences, but the music I've put out over the years, it's honestly been a part of me. It's just me coming out in my music. So again, it's a lot of influences: rock, jazz, and blues, and everything I came up listening to. But it's me honestly in my music.
That's right. And just like you, when you said that, I always tell people there's so many people, we look up to and we like, but find your own identity, find out who you are. And like you said, not try to copy someone else. So see, when I hear your music, to me, Patrick Yandall is in his own lane. I don't even have to hear your name. If I hear your song on the radio, I said, that's a Patrick Yandall song. I just know your sound.
Thank you. That's whatever that's what most of the artists are trying to do. They want people to, the greats. If you heard George Benson on a song, you'd think, there's George, or Larry Carlton, there's Larry. So I think that's what we're all aiming for. You have that voice where people know it's your voice.
That's right. That's right, my brother. So, Patrick, also, it's kind of probably hard to say right now with the pandemic, but do you have anything you can share with us of the music coming up, or maybe events that you're going to be with, playing at down the line?
Well, I have a concert in Michigan that's been pushed back twice now. It was supposed to be in March, but the way things are, it's not going to happen. But it's going to be in October now at the State Theater in Bay City, where we've done a lot of filming, and I've played a lot of concerts there over the years. So hopefully my Michigan friends and surrounding areas can make it in there. It's just a beautiful theater, and it's got a great sound in there. And there was also a jazz festival in Illinois I was supposed to headline, and that got canceled. So hopefully I'll let everybody know if that one gets put back on, but we're hoping for it. I was supposed to play there with Mel Goot and some other guys for that concert. So we'll see if that happens.
Well, we will definitely, hey, my friend, Mr. Gregory Goodlow, we are definitely going to be looking out for that, Patrick. And always, you're welcome to come back on the show. And thank you so much for being patient with our, technical stuff we had going on.
I was on my end. I'm still trying to figure out some of the stuff, but it was, thank you for having me, Jazzie. I appreciate you playing all of us artists' music. And I know you're not, you're playing music that you think belongs there, and not the ones that come on the list for everybody to play on their shows. So
I tell people all the time, there are so many amazing artists and talents out here, Patrick, that I look up to so many. I won't call their names, but to me, like you and so many others, you are just as mainstream to me as any other artist. And I wanted to do this platform to showcase your talent. You've been in this game for a long time. And that's why I always tell people, if you don't know Patrick Yandall, shame on you. Shame on you. Because, in Jazzie eyes, you have that it factor, and you are just bad. You are one bad brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. But again, thank you so much for coming on the show. Come back
Anytime.
anytime. And you and your family continue to be safe and blessed, okay?
You too, brother. Take
Okay,
care. Keep in touch with me, all right?
I will do that. Wow, another great show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jazzy K. Ward. Wow, there was so much I wanted to talk to Patrick because he has like a catalog of music. So we're going to have to invite Patrick back to the show. Hey, my friend Gerald. Again, thank you all so much for joining us tonight on the show. Thank you to Nicole, who does all this amazing music, Mike Murray. We have to thank Chef D, managing things in the background. Don't forget to go over to K Ward Radio, my YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe. That's how you can find out who's going to be on the show. And just for those who go back and watch the replay, you can go back and catch the replay on the videos. KWardRadio.com, subscribe your email address. And don't forget tomorrow, that Tuesday, are you ready for a little Mardi Gras? Sounds good, right? A little tequila. And don't forget, for any artists that are watching the show, you may want to be showcased here. All my information is listed below the website. Mail me your CDs, MP3s, all that. My email address is there as well. Any monetary gifts you want to get to the show, my Cash App and PayPal link is notated below. Again, thank you all for your support of the show. But don't forget to join me this Thursday. I have a conversation with jazz guitarist and composer Ken Navarro. Wow, you don't want to miss that too. So again, this is Jazzy K. Ward saying have a good night. Remember, take care of yourself and be kind to others. See you next time.
A live one-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors, to motivators, chefs, and even rappers, to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzy K. Ward coming at ya.